More developing news. An investigation is underway after an inmate with ties to Springfield died last night at the Suffolk County House of Correction.
Western Mass News reporter Addie Patterson now joins us live in studio with what we know so far about this incident. Addie.
Chris and Amanda, the Suffolk Sheriff's Office says 32-year-old Shakobi Kenny allegedly began showing erratic behavior and physically attacked members of the department's custody staff. Kenny allegedly assaulted officers while running around inside the correctional unit, trying to avoid being captured. While detained, Kenny became unresponsive. Authorities say medical personnel immediately treated him and performed life-saving measures. EMS then arrived on scene and took him to the hospital, where he later died. Kenny was being held at the Suffolk County Jail and House of Correction since February 2025 on charges of assault and battery on a police officer, assault and battery on a person over 65, and assault with a dangerous weapon. Now, Kenny does have ties to Western Massachusetts with a criminal record dating back to at least 2021. He lived on Beacon Street in Springfield in 2022 when he was arrested in Berkshire County in July for vandalism and was charged with drug distribution. As of right now, Kenny's death remains under investigation. Reporting live in studio, Addie Patterson, Western Mass News.